Assalamu alaikum and Ramzan Mubarak, everyone. My name is Maliha Qureshi. On behalf of SIUT North America, I welcome all of you to our virtual Iftar program. Thank you very much for joining us. To begin our program, we will have a recitation from the Holy Quran.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Fajr. Walayalin Ashr. والشفع والوتر والليل إذا يسر هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد إرم ذات العماد التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد وفرعون ذي الأوتاد الذين طغوا في البلاد فأكثروا فيها الفساد فصب عليهم ربك سوط عذاب إن ربك لبالمرصاد فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون المال حبا جما كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي.
Please welcome the Secretary of SIUT North America, Mr. Anwar Hussain.
Assalamu alaikum, Ramzan Mubarak to everybody. I would like to welcome you all to SIUT North America's virtual Iftar. I am Anwar Hussain. I'm on the board of directors of SIUT North America, and I'm also the secretary of the board. SIUT North America is a 501c3 entity, which was established in the year 2000. It is a US-based charity that is dedicated to advancing the mission of SIUT Pakistan through an active grant-making program. SIUT North America makes grants to enable SIUT Pakistan to purchase medical equipment and supplies to help the poorest segments of the Pakistani society so that they can receive quality healthcare without discrimination and free of cost. We are accredited by the Better Business Bureau, Charity Navigator, and GuideStar. Over the last 4 years, we have given over $11 million in grants to SIUT Pakistan. Before I go further into what we have been doing for SIUT Pakistan, I would like to share a few things about SIUT Pakistan. SIUT is located in Karachi. It is an 820-bed facility, which is the largest healthcare organization in Pakistan that provides free and comprehensive services in kidney and liver disorders, transplants, oncology, GI, and other specialized medical services. Some quick facts about SIUT. It is a state-of-the-art center of excellence with 9 satellite centers spread over Karachi and other cities of interior Sindh. It has treated over 12 million patients over the last 4 decades. It is the largest stone disease center in the country, and it has dedicated departments catering to pediatric urology, nephrology, and transplantation. As you can see from this chart over here, SIUT was very active in 2021. They treated over 3 million patients, of which 150,025 were emergencies. There were 328 outpatients. They conducted 11.2 million lab tests, and 61,000 patients were admitted to the facilities. And 109,863 surgical procedures were performed on them, and 410,969 dialysis sessions were conducted. Coming back to the grants that SIUT North America has awarded to SIUT, the two prominent grants were for the linear accelerator for radiotherapy and the robotic surgery system. The linear accelerator has treated so many patients that it has reached its capacity and now is in the process of being expanded. The robotic surgery system was bought from a company in the UK, Cambridge Medical Robotics, and they have established a center of excellence in Pakistan, whereby SIUT will be training surgeons from the region surrounding Pakistan. SIUT has bought 3 systems from them, 2 for performing surgeries and 1 system for training surgeons. Among other grants that we have given to SIUT were utilized to purchase electron microscope, a linear accelerator, equipment for the radiology department, laboratory equipment, software for electronic health records, grants to enable SIUT to cope with the COVID pandemic in the year 2020, and expanding their operating theater services. Similarly, they also bought equipment for the Sucker facility and the Mehrunnisa facility in Karachi to conduct CT scans, also bought an oxygen generation plant and equipment for the endoscopy unit, medical air compressors, C-arm machines, and we have already talked about the robotic surgery system, and also for the operating theater Kathor, where the training facility will be established. I would now like to turn this over to Dr. Adib Rizvi, who will talk about the history of SIUT and how it has evolved over the last few years. Thank you very much for your time.
Friends, Assalamu alaikum and Ramzan Mubarak. My name is Adib Rizvi, and I serve as an advisor to the SIUT North America Board of Governors. My brief today is to speak with you about the last 5 decades of SIUT. Some of you may know that SIUT began as an 8-bedded facility in the Civil Hospital, Karachi in 1971. Over the last 5 decades, it has grown organically and in response to the patient's needs into one of the largest healthcare systems in Pakistan. It is better known for urology, nephrology, and transplantation. And just to give you an idea of the scope of its work, its footprint in Pakistan, each day, 1,200 plus patients are provided hemodialysis free of cost, just at the main campus. There are 9 satellite campuses in Karachi. And then there are hospitals in Sakkar, 2 hospitals in Sakkar, 1 in Larkana, 1 in Nawab Shah, and 1 in Shikarpur. And SIUT, Hyderabad, is under construction. For transplant, over 6,000 kidney transplants have been done, living-related ethical kidney transplants with lifelong follow-up and provision of immune suppression to the patients. There is a liver transplant program supported by a comprehensive GI service with also a huge expertise for complex reoperative gastrointestinal surgery, for which they get referrals from all over the city. They have a large oncology presence, an oncology program, not just dealing with urological malignancies, but things as varied as breast cancer and colorectal cancer. And more importantly, they do not refuse care to anybody, but any cancer patient in any stage gets the appropriate care, even if it means simple palliation. Nobody's turned away. They have the only PET CT scanner in the public sector, whereby scans are provided free of cost to anybody who needs them. In the private sector, it can cost up to 1 lakh rupees, which you can imagine is beyond the reach of most. There is a fairly large pediatric urology program dealing with complex congenital problems, reoperative surgery, and it caters to the entire nation as well as some of the neighboring countries. They are building a children's hospital as we speak, and we should be operational, inshallah, next year. But it's not only that. SIUT is also focused on training not only the next generation of doctors, but also nurses and physician assistants. There is a nursing school that has graduated over 100 nurses, a PA school with a 4-year PA program that has graduated over 400 PAs since its inception. Interestingly, all of that education is provided free, and the only criteria for admission is merit. It's generally students who were either not able to go to medical school because of financial reasons or missed entry into medical school by 1 or 2 percentage points based on the Pakistani intermediate exam system. But it doesn't end there. Now, SIUT proves the point that caring for the poor does not necessarily mean that you provide poor quality care. And the other fallacy that I just want to correct it, that it's not the poor who come to SIUT, or not the poor alone, but people who want expert comprehensive care in the areas that SIUT excels. The Diwan Farooq Medical Complex was donated by the Diwan family, who were patients. The Dawood family were patients, and they donated money that led to the construction of the oncology tower. So people seek quality and they come to SIUT. But coming back to keeping an eye on the future, SIUT has also set up the first robotic surgery program in Pakistan. Not only that, they have successfully done almost 1,000 robotic surgical procedures and have developed a regional training center for robotic surgery. Again, all the care is free at the point of contact to the patient. But it gets even more interesting. SIUT is not only interested in training people in the technical aspects of healthcare and healthcare education, refer to the nursing program and the PA program. It also wants to nourish the ethical needs or the ethical foundations of physicians. And the Center for Biomedical Ethics and Culture is the only center in Pakistan, which is a WHO regional collaborating center. It's a recipient of a National Institute of Health NIH grant to teach medical ethics, not only in Pakistan, but also in far-flung countries like Kenya and other places in East Asia, and has been instrumental in setting up other centers of biomedical ethics in different medical schools and institutions across Pakistan. So you can imagine that the scope of work SIUT does is huge, not just a kidney hospital. The other important thing to remember that SIUT essentially depends on funding by the government and by the community. The community owns the institution. That's why the slogan goes, SIUT apna hai. SIUT belongs to everybody. The concept is Pakistani, the execution is Pakistani, and it's been supported by people from all across Pakistan, those who live in Pakistan and those who live outside Pakistan, expatriates like you and I. So to summarize, it is not just a hospital, it is not just a healthcare system. SIUT, to me, is an ecosystem which takes care of things and provides things that make life beautiful and make life meaningful. Free quality healthcare, free quality education, a sense of community, and compassion. To summarize, SIUT helps people who work within the institution and who support the institution realize a deep purpose, which is something intrinsic that all of us are seeking. Thank you for your support, and God bless you.
SIUT North America is honored to have Professor Justice Shahazado Shaikh on its Board of Advisors. Author of several publications, Justice Shaikh has, among his numerous positions, served as Federal Secretary and Judge on Pakistan's Federal Sharia Court, as well as being a professor of Islamic law at the University of Houston's Law Center. Justice Shahazado Shaikh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. SIUT is a story of legendary leadership and exemplary teamwork of Professor Dr. Adib Rizvi. SIUT is a unique institution in the service of mankind without any iota of consideration or discrimination of any kind. Specialized quality medical care at world-class, most modern hospital with excellence of professional expertise, supported by state-of-the-art technology and latest research, is provided free of cost. This entire edifice of service to mankind is a model of support and success of people's philanthropy. Today, kidney-related medicine, surgery, and research pose a daunting challenge which the SIUT is courageously meeting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained and encouraged spending for alleviation of sufferings of humanity, and He has promised a reward here and hereafter. The Prophet, peace be upon him, the mercy of the worlds, presents a practical model of sadaqah for mankind. Sadaqah is in fact a tasdeeq, a sincere attestation that all wealth and possessions are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for meeting human needs and mitigating human sufferings. Sadaqah purifies the person, his nafs. The Quran and the Sunnah ordain different levels of sadaqah depending upon one's financial capacity and commitment with God. Generally speaking, 2.5% zakat is the minimum. It is the minimum levy usually reckoned in the month of Ramadan for whole financial year. Believers can also create endowment or make will or bequeath or gift of a portion of their possessions as sadaqah jariyah for SIUT. The Quran ordains contributing to the cause in terms of general expenditure, which is called infaq in Quran, also over and above religious fiscal levies, for example zakat, ushr and khums. According to the Quran, if someone wants to contribute to human cause, a tijarat with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises manifold return here and hereafter. In Surah Al-Baqarah, at different places, the Quran is asking to spend, that is surplus from the resources Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided for His pleasure and for His purpose. In a parting note, I may recall that SIUT, as one of the premier institutes in the world, provides free of cost treatment of urological, nephrological, oncological, hepatic, and gastrointestinal diseases and organ transplant. SIUT's achievements are outstanding in the world, being Pakistan's first cadaver organ transplant, having Pakistan's first cadaver organ transplant, first locally harvested cadaver organ transplant, first successful liver transplant, over 5,500 transplants done already. First clinical transport immunology, first lithotripsy unit, and first public sector PET CT scans. Again, Surah Al-Baqarah declares, those who spend their wealth in Allah's way by night and by day, secretly and publicly, they will have their reward with their Lord. Surah Yunus, Surah number 10, eloquently exhorts to spend before death overtakes.
अरे बेला,
जी जी ढूंढ रहा हूं।
शदर
1971 एक मुश्किल आगाज, सब बिखर रहा था। मगर बन रहा था तो 8 बिस्तरों पे मुश्तमिल छोटा सा अस्पताल। ये बात दादा को इतनी पसंद आई कि तहैया कर लिया इस छोटे से अस्पताल को गोद लेने का।
डोनेशन
कितने पैसे?
₹1.5 करती थी। पैवस्ता रह शजर से उम्मीद बहार रख।
दोस्त से दोस्त की
हर महीने ₹1.5, चाहे आंधी हो तूफान हो, ₹1.5।
सामीन, आपको बताते चलें कि SIUT में डायलिसिस की सहूलत 24 घंटे तमाम मरीजों को बिला तफरीक मुफ्त फराहम की जाती है।
दोस्त की बात क्या क्या रही दुश्मनों से मुलाकात।
SIUT is the story of one man's vision. This man is Dr. Adib Rizvi.
दोस्त से दोस्त की बात क्या क्या कहूं।
सब कहते थे
दादा, ये ₹1.5 से क्या होता है?
दादा कहते
चले
वो इश्क़ वो गमज़े वो नग़्मे वो जलवे वो इश्क़ वो गमज़े।
वक्त गुजरता रहा, सब कुछ बदल गया। नहीं बदला तो दादा का रूटीन। हर महीने ₹1.5।
Today, SIUT opens Pakistan's first center of excellence for robotic surgery and training. This is a milestone in the field of surgery and patient care.
हम आफात क्या क्या तलब कर रहे हैं, हम आफात।
दादी कहती हैं अब शेर भी भूल जाते हैं।
पैवस्ता रह शजर से उम्मीदें बाहर रख।
पैवस्ता रह शजर से उम्मीदें बाहर रख। अरे मिला कि नहीं?
जी जी।
अब इन्हें कैसे समझाऊं कि इस जमाने में ये सिक्के, ये नोट नहीं चलते। सब कुछ भूल चुके हैं।
आप कौन?
मुझे भी, लेकिन याद है तो
₹1.5।
चले
50 साल से लाखों पाकिस्तानी पेवस्ता हैं इस शजर से, अपने SIUT से,
आप ही के इस भरपूर और मुस्तकिल ताउन की वजह से अब तक हो चुका है 2 करोड़ लोगों का मयारी और मुफ्त इलाज इज्जत नफ्स के साथ। इस ताउन को जारी रखिए। अपनी ज़कात व अतियात से SIUT की मदद कीजिए।
जब मैं नहीं होऊंगा तो ये आया करेंगे। चलें?
क्योंकि SIUT अपना है।
The immensely talented television and film actress, producer and director Zeba Bakhtiar is known to all. We are very grateful that she took time out of her busy schedule to relay this beautiful message about SIUT.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Zeba Bakhtiar, and today I want to talk to you about SIUT. SIUT was established in 1971 by the living legend, Dr. Adib Rizvi. Today, SIUT has grown to be one of Pakistan's most highly respected, treasured gems in the area of healthcare. This year, SIUT completes 50 years of quality healthcare that is provided free of cost to people from all walks of life, men, women, children. And it's not only people with kidney ailments or conditions related to the kidneys, but it's all kinds of medical conditions and ailments, including cancer. Patients are treated there free of cost, with great dignity and no discrimination. I personally have been associated with SIUT for the past 10 years. I first went to see the hospital because I was just so curious. I'd heard so many wonderful things about it, and I thought, let me see how it actually is. So I took an appointment with Dr. Adib Rizvi. I'd met him somewhere. And when I went to the hospital and when he took me through the wards and the labs and all of the systems that are in a hospital, it wasn't just a great institution, but the sensitivity and the care that had been taken to make the patients feel good while they were there was something that I'd never seen anywhere else. The children's wards, obviously when a child is unwell, facing a kidney ailment or facing cancer, they need even the smallest thing can cheer them up. The walls were brightly colored, the beds were different colors that would make children feel happy. In the adult cancer wards, outside the windows there were homing pigeons that were arranged to be there, and so that the patients could be inspired by an image of life while they were recovering on their beds. So personally, I've taken friends there, I've taken family there when they had problems, and when I was just insecure about the opinions I received from other places. And the kind of treatment we have got there and the kind of care from the doctors is unparalleled by even the biggest names. And I can never thank SIUT enough, or the doctors there or the medical team there, for the care and the kindness and compassion that they show towards patients. And now it's the month of Ramzan. I would like to call on our overseas Pakistani brothers and sisters and friends, especially those in North America, and request them to please be a part of this and donate your zakat, sadaqat, and khairat to SIUT North America. Regardless of how big or small your contribution will be, it will make a very big difference to someone's life. There are people who are looking to you, who are dependent on these donations, and whose lives are saved due to your donations, people you'll never meet and never see. But the prayers from their heart will definitely touch your lives. I will thank you in advance for your kindness and compassion, and I hope SIUT blesses your lives the way it has blessed mine. Thank you.
And now our mentor and founder of SIUT, the living legend himself, Dr. Adib Rizvi, would like to convey his heartfelt message to all of you. Dr. Rizvi.
I'm extremely thankful to SIUT North America for inviting me to attend this virtual iftar. As you know, SIUT North America was founded in the year 2000 by my dear friend, Dr. Ahmad Saeed, who is no more with us, and the founder-president, Dr. Fatma Saeed. They were supported by Mr. Harun Sheikh, Dr. Bakir, Mr. Abdullah Jafri, and Dr. Ali Jamshed. Since its inception, SIUT North America has helped with donation in the form of machine, equipments, medicine, disposables. Since 2004, SIUT North America has funded many projects worth more than $15 million, equivalent to Pakistani rupees 2.7 billion. I would like to mention the enormous contribution of Sayyid Miraj Nazar, who worked hard with his team to organize fundraising campaign to raise about $12 million in the last 5 years and completed several important projects at SIUT. One of the most important projects is the installation of SIUT's first robotic system, which has operated more than 400 patients in the record time of 6 months. SIUT North America has contributed around $3.2 million so far on this project. Another milestone will be the installation of first robot in Sakkar to offer this state-of-art facility at the patient's doorstep. Another project is the installation of radiotherapy machine to treat our cancer patients. SIUT North America contributed $2.5 million to purchase this machine, which had a great impact on our service. Around 1,000 cancer patients are treated with this radiotherapy machine every month, completely free of cost. SIUT North America also established the electron microscopy unit with the transmission electron microscope, which helps early detection of kidney-related disease, and scanning electron microscope to identify the component of urinary stones. It also helps in research on the cause of stone formation. The hospital information system was the need of the hour to move from the current paper-based medical records to paperless online electronic health records. SIUT North America came forward and provided funds to implement the software. The project has completed 2 phases, and we are working on the remaining 3 phases. I would like to thank SIUT North America for providing around $3.7 million to purchase equipments and machines for operation theater, radiology, and laboratory, which includes 2 latest CT scan machines. We are thankful for the construction of oxygen plant to generate oxygen. The plant will supply oxygen to all ICUs, theaters, and wards of SIUT. It will save about $500 million every year. Finally, I cannot thank enough for SIUT North America support during the COVID-19 pandemic for the supply of equipments for ICU, ventilators, dialysis machines, and personal protection equipment. With your support, we were able to ensure uninterrupted yet quality healthcare delivery to COVID patients. In the end, I would like to request all Pakistanis residing in North America to please come forward and help SIUT North America with your zakat and donations. As you all know, Pakistan is a low-income country where 50% of the people live below the poverty lines, and the government spending on health is only 1.3% of GDP on healthcare. The cost in private sectors is beyond the approach of a common man, because 85% of your population lives below the poverty line, and majority is disenfranchised from tertiary care. SIUT model for community government partnership plays a great role. With your help, and all treatments are provided free with dignity, irrespective of caste, color, creed, or religious belief. This model has worked more than half a century and continues to expand, taking the services to the doorstep of patient, supported by state-of-the-art technology. A model whose concept is Pakistani, it is run by Pakistanis and supported by Pakistanis, both here and abroad. We need your support. I'm thankful to the whole team of SIUT North America under the leadership of Mr. Miraj Nazar and other colleagues, Mr. Anwar Hussain, Mr. Qaisar Mehdi, Mr. Harun Sheikh, Dr. Bakhtiar, Dr. Tariq Shakur, and Dr. Nasir Rashid for inviting me and giving this opportunity to thank directly all the donors and supporters. Thank you.
Before we conclude today's Ramzan program, please help me welcome Syed Miraj Nazar, President of SIUT North America.
Assalamu alaikum. I want to thank all of you for all your support during the last few years. Your support has enabled us to help SIUT launch some major projects. During the last 3 years, we have donated over $1 million in overhead. One of the most significant projects at SIUT is the Center of Excellence for Robotic Surgery. Thanks again. I also want to thank Dr. Adib Rizvi, who's the director, all of you know him, director of SIUT in Pakistan, who's a great supporter of SIUT North America as well. And I also want to thank our teams, SIUT team in Pakistan and the SIUT North America team here in the United States for working so hard, and also who are responsible for presenting and bringing this program to you. And I'm grateful. Khuda Hafiz.